Now we're going to actually open up these bad boys.
Why? Why?
We're going to lubricate the switches.
Okay. Why?
So that they work properly and they move and nice and smoothly.
How often should you do that to your keyboard?
Every day.
See, I don't know if you're being
It
serious
depends.
or not.
It depends on how often you use your keyboard. It depends on a few factors. When you last did it, but it's probably once every 6 months.
Okay.
That is the inside of the switch.
Now the springs make sense.
The springs make sense? You only thought that there were springs. Where did you think the springs were in a keyboard?
I did not, I don't know. I didn't have an idea.
That is the inside of the switch. If we're going to be replacing the springs, we're going to be putting in a switch film,
The switch
which I
film
will show you.
protects it.
You see how it splits apart like this,
Yes.
right? You put it between these two layers and it kind of seals it quite nicely. Tweezers to hold these. The idea is to lubricate.
The whole spring.
Well, just the most important, the parts that you're pushing down and that are going to have friction with inside the actual switch. Then your little grabber that you like so much is to hold that.
That makes more sense than trying to pull the switches out of that thing.
You don't want to put too much lubrication on your switch.
And then don't.
We'll do it that way then.
Oh. How are you meant to do it?
And now you've got a lubricated switch. Take the switch film. You see that there?
Match.
Matches up over there.
And then
See that? Matches up over there. There is a little brass plate there that you don't want to get caught when you're closing the switch.
And there we go.
Can you feel the difference? You might not, but I can.
This feels springier. And
You don't feel the difference, do you?
I can kind of. It just feels springier.
Maybe it's because you've got your hair in it.
It's definitely more muted. This one feels easier. The one we've just done feels easier to push. Like, it still feels more springy, but there's less resistance.
And then once you're done?
Pop them back in. And you don't need the special doodad for that.
No. Switch puller, not switch pusher. Your
How
turn.
do I open it?
Your turn. Don't break it. You're already doing it wrong. See this little thing here?
Yes.
There's only one way you can put this in, right? So right now it's not going in. So you turn it, you want these little plastic
Doodad?
clips to be on these aluminium struts.
Leggies.
Leggies. Okay.
Okay.
Pop it open. Remember, as you say, the little plastic leggy thingies have to match up to those aluminium. Yep, you got it. Yeah. It's one of those things that when it feels like it fits, it's right. When you pull this off, be very careful. There is a spring in there, so you could potentially shoot a spring.
Into Jason's eye.
Potentially. There's your switch. Open. Spring. What are we doing?
We're doing the spring first.
Okay, well, I mean, there's no order, but yes.
It just makes sense.
That's how she put it in.
Look, it holds it, right?
That's how you do it.
Thank you.
Remember, you don't want to put too much lubrication on the spring.
So not like that.
Well, I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but I mean, I think ideally what you want to do is get the other lubrication, which is like an oil. You put a couple drops in the bag and then you shake.
Oh, that's cool.
And then that lubricates all your springs in one go for you.
That's clever. Now I have to lubricate the actual switch.
Yeah, you can use, so you can use your hands, or you could use this. I know you're dying to use that. Also try and get on the outsides here a little bit as well, because that's where the friction comes in, right? And on the inside, not too much, because you don't want it to create a vacuum. I would put the switch film on first. It's a little bit more tricky. Here's the switch film. Can I help you?
Please, please. I don't want to rip it.
Rip what?
The film. Okay, so that has to go over like that.
Perfection.
Ha.
Cool. Put that down carefully. Okay. Not carefully.
Ta-da!
Spring. Switch.
Which way does it go?
And there's only one way it can go. So without letting it go out of there, you can test. So put it into the spring and push it down. If it goes down unhindered, so then the other way. There we go. Yeah, it's still on a spring. Okay. Top part, remember how it lines up the case?
Yes.
Yeah.
That line by that line.
Remember, don't want to mess with that little brass plate on the back there. It needs to be on the inside of the case. So perfect. And
I did it!
she did it!
I didn't break it!
She didn't break it!
It's so quiet.
One more.
Yes.
All of them.
We might be here a while.
110 to go. Woo! I think you should put in your freshly lubricated key.
It's not going in.
Did you break it?
No.
Hold on. No, wait. Is it?
Did I put it on the wrong way?
She didn't close it properly. Remember to close the switch completely, guys.
Yep. No. It's like cracking walnuts. It's like the nutcracker. There's a spring.
You're going to do this one completely on your own now, huh?
Yes. Why would you use this brush instead of this brush?
Just a size thing.
Is there a difference between normal springs and these?
It's
Gold
just the
one?
pressure. Gold plated is always better. It's a higher quality spring, but it's also the resistance of the spring itself.
Okay. Like painting mini. So quiet.
Do you see now why you lubricate switches?
Yes.
There's a lot of resistance and people are typing a lot, working a lot on keys. So whenever you have moving parts within any sort of piece of equipment, machinery, mechanical keyboard, you want to kind of clean it out, open the switches up, clean out dirt, things like hair and food and stuff crumbs can get stuck in there. Open them up, clean them out, put in some lubrication. The switch film is then obviously to seal the gap. You don't always have to put in the switch film, just by the way, it's not like a requirement, but some of the switches have a bit of play between those two areas. Sorry, I've lost her.
No, I'm listening. So
you
there's
want to
clay, yes.
you want to kind of create a seal to make sure that it's a little bit more solid.
Okay.
See here?
Oh, there's less wiggle room now.
Yeah.
Okay. Lubed up spring. Now I have some of this lube in my hand, so.
Please stop speaking. Now I have some of this lube in my hand. Remember, not too much, eh?
Yes. It mustn't look globular.
And
There we go. Actually squished down now. There we go.
Okay.
It's not so hard.
I mean,
This is really satisfying.
cool. 110 more to go. I'll see you later. Okay, how long is this going to take? Because everything you do, you're going to have to undo.
Yes. Not too long, hopefully. Yep, I don't think Barry realizes what he's done here, but he's left me with colors. I like color coding. So I have a little surprise for him.
Holy,
Keyboard,
what have
wait.
you done to that keyboard?